Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shift Podcast. My name is Marquise Carroll, and I am here with Guillermo Aquino, the founder of Managed Technology Solutions. And Guillermo wasn't expecting me to do that, but we want to bring you back again for another episode today where we are talking about choosing the right technology for your needs as a consumer and as a business. And this is an interesting topic because a lot of us, we use technology every day. You've heard about the iPhone versus Android wars. You've heard about the Mac versus PC wars. You've heard about all these different brands versus another brand. Why do you choose one thing over another? And the most common question that me and Guillermo get is, what computer should I buy? What tablet should I buy? Which phone should I get? Which firewall should I get? What computer should I get for my business? All these different things. And so we'll talk about a little bit concerning these things and how you can make the right decisions, the right choices, and how does it fit? This is the key, your needs, right? Because everyone's different. And so to start off, Guillermo, I'm going to pass this one to you, this question, which is more so around consumers. We always like to address our consumers first because, we like to kind of invite them into the discussion, right? Get everybody sort of acclimated to what we're talking about. So when we talk about phones, tablets, and laptops, which are common forms of technology that people use, and then we can talk a little bit about things around their home and different things like that. But when you're starting with that, Guillermo, what are some things you identify, when you're trying to tell someone, or lead someone in the right direction where technology is concerned as a consumer around, phones, tablets, and laptops? People say, what should I buy? What do you generally ask them, and how do you kind of steer them in the right direction?
Well, first thing, that's a great question because a lot of times I find consumers, even business owners, they overspend.
Mm,
They end up overbuying. They buy some graphics computer with a high-end graphics card, and all they're doing is spreadsheets, or they're on Google Docs. So
yeah.
so it just depends. You have to really define what you're going to use the computer for, what your day-to-day tasks are, even what you're going to do after hours. Besides your business, you might take it and use it to, maybe you do gaming. Maybe you're one of those guys
Mm,
that like to game on the side and after work. So it just all really depends. You have to define what your needs are. Some of the things I suggest you start with is the right operating system.
mm,
When selecting a computer, you always try to get a Windows Pro version versus Windows Home, and
mm-hmm.
that's what I always suggest to everybody, versus because of security reasons.
Right.
Windows Home doesn't come with any encryption technology. Windows
Mm,
Pro does. So now you can encrypt your computer. If your computer ever got stolen, your information is least secure. They can't just get in there and take your hard drive out, slave it, and pull all your information out of it.
mm-hmm.
You got some type of protections there. Then from there, I usually start with a minimum of an i5,
Mm.
minimum i5.
And you're talking
Uh,
about processor,
I'm
right? When
talking
you say
about
i5.
processor. Yeah, definitely. Minimum i5, minimum 8 gigs of memory. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
buying a computer, you look for 8 gigs of memory. You can get an i5, and you probably will stay almost below $500. And you
Mm-hmm.
end up with a decent machine with pro
Mm-hmm.
version of the OS. And so that standard is good for a small accountant or a small person that's not doing any graphics or any video recording. Nowadays everybody's recording video, so
Mm-hmm.
nowadays you hear i7s and i9s, and you might have to
Mm-hmm.
get a higher end processor because you're actually taking and you're maybe editing a little video here and there. You're not doing heavy editing, but maybe you're doing some basic editing, so you need an i7, and then you might
Mm-hmm.
need a higher end graphics card that can
Right.
handle some of that stuff. And they have those, and now you're talking about $800 range. But again,
Mm-hmm.
get Windows Pro,
Mm-hmm.
um, and of course solid state drive. So if you see those, these are all things you go to Best Buy, you'll see that when you first read a label, you see solid state drive. Oh, those perform way better than a regular standard hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get an i7, and of course 8 gigs to 16 gigs of memory. And we talk
Mm-hmm.
about memory, we're talking about how much stuff you can have open at once.
Right.
Dealing with graphics, 16 gigs of memory is minimal, high end.
Mm.
32 gigs of memory is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
32 gigs of memory, but now you're talking about a price tag over $1,000,
Right.
but your needs have changed. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on your need as a consumer, that's kind of where I would stick with. And some of those
Mm-hmm.
standards I just laid out for you about solid
Mm-hmm.
state drive, always stick with Windows Home. I mean Windows Pro, not Windows Home.
Very good, very good. And for all you Mac users out there, because I tend to talk to you all a lot more than I talk to the Windows, but I have love for both of you all. So the Mac users, I know there's some people that says, I'm not buying no Mac, they expensive. I understand. But they're good machines. I mean, they really are. I mean, I must say. They're beautiful. They're beautiful machines. They do really well. Now, the reason why Guillermo's not saying anything is because Guillermo doesn't fully feel what I feel. I have a serious relationship with my Mac. I really like my Mac. It does really well for me, different things like that. Now, I will say, it does cost more than Windows, but there are levels to Macs, right? So you have Macs that are MacBook Airs, you have MacBook Pros, you have iMacs, which is a desktop version, and they all have different, capacities and different things like that. So this is the thing. Because operating systems aren't the big thing with Apple, right? Everyone has the same operating system for the most part. You go back to the principles that Guillermo laid out, right? About memory, about storage, right? About different things. If you need a dedicated graphics card or not, or how big, how many gigs that of memory that graphics card has as well. You can still apply those principles to the Mac world. Just know your price tag is going to be different because it's an Apple. Like it that's just what it is, right? And so I think that what Guillermo covered was perfect. I won't try to add anything else to that, but just for those that are buying Macs and things and they're like, what Mac should I get? Well, let me remember what Guillermo said about memory, about storage, about different things like that. Now, I know what I'm going to say is going to be very controversial, but phones,
Yeah.
phones. Let me tell y'all something, and it's a staggering thing. All phones do the same thing. No, they do. They really do. They all do the same thing. They make phone calls. They send text messages. You can receive a call, right? You can send an email, right? Um, most social networks are on every between Android and iPhone. They're on both. Um, there's some sort of capability where you can video call somebody. So what am I getting at? Right? Whatever phone you like that looks cooler to you, like and functions better for you, choose that. Right? Now, here's some things you must consider though. Right? Apple, and I'm just putting Apple first because they got a fair share of the market right now. When you download an app, you can trust that that app has gone through a pretty strenuous process before it got on your phone. And by strenuous process, I mean testing, security, all these different things. Now, Google Play Store, on the other hand, goes through it's almost like a revolving door. Like you, I have an app today, and tomorrow it is on the Google Play Store. Apple will put you through it before you get into their app store. And what am I bringing up by saying that? Because the Android operating system is owned by Google, when things come out, there's a lot of sort of vulnerabilities around Android and different things like that that tend to come out a little bit more, right? Most people when they're hacking, they use an Android device because they can root it, and by rooting it means they can control the operating system of it, change it around for it to do, run malicious code, do different things. So I'm not saying don't get a Samsung Galaxy and have a great day. I'm just saying consider that both phones do the same thing, right? And if you feel like you like the customization of the Samsung, how it feels, how you can interact, cool. But if you like the iPhone, get an iPhone. They both cost about the same. I know it doesn't seem like it, but they cost about the same. Whether you buy it outright, whether you attach the payment of the phone to your account, they cost about the same. So that will be kind of my little statement on that. In the tablet world, I'm gonna just tell you about the tablets real quick, and then we'll switch to the business side. Samsung doesn't really have good tablets. I'm gonna just put it out there right now. When we think of a tablet, we think of an iPad, we think of a Surface, but the Surface is almost like a computer at this point. It's almost like a laptop, much less a tablet. It just can you could take off the keyboard and it touch the screen. It's still a Windows 10 operating system, but from an like a tablet operating system, iPad is winning. I mean, and I know I sound biased right now, and I kind of am, but it's just the truth. It's the truth. I just have to tell the truth to you guys. So we're gonna make a transition, and Guillermo, tell us about how do you choose the right technology for your business, right? Because and we're going to switch more much less around laptops and workstations, different things like that, and talk about now in a business we're dealing with servers, right? Some people might have a NAS unit because they think, oh, I can store my storage and everything's good, or whatever the case may be, or they might have a physical server on premise, right? And these are things that managed tech I known in times past has been like, we're going to put you in the cloud, right, for a specific reason, or we're going to move you here. So how does a business owner, whether they're a solopreneur or right, just an entrepreneur by themselves, or whether they have a big business that they're kind of operating out of, um, how do we kind of begin to identify the right security, not the right security, excuse me, the right technology and security for our business needs?
Well, I think we left the phones just a little too early, but I'm gonna talk on that just a little bit about the business.
Uh,
But the phones is definitely controversial. You hear
yeah.
a lot. There's a Samsung party and there's an iPhone party. Well, this is the truth on it. And listen, I used to love the Windows phone, and no one knows about that. I mean, I
Oh,
mean
you
that's
taking it
that.
back.
Yeah. So I'm in either party, but currently I use an iPhone, and for a reason is because it's more secure.
Mhm,
I do business on my phone. If you're a business, depends on what you want to do. I don't want to prefer one over the other, but
mhm,
security does mean a lot. It
it
really
does.
does. And the Android operating system I've seen hacked so many times,
Effortlessly.
rewritten on every kind of platform that you know about. And because it's being rewritten, it got a lot of vulnerabilities every time it's
Mhm,
rewritten. So those are things I'll just leave with you on the phone. And if you're for your business, I would prefer an iPhone actually because
mhm.
of the security. It
Guillermo,
just
Guillermo, I have to ask you the question. Do you remember the BlackBerry?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I
And I
just
love Blackberries actually.
yeah,
They have very good technology actually that we still use today.
yeah.
There's a difference between push and pull technology, and we won't go into that, but
Mhm,
um, their technology is still being used a lot, and a lot of people have copied some of that technology. And Blackberries are great. They're great.
mhm.
Do you remember Nextels?
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right.
Walkie talkie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
walkie
yeah,
talkie.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, apples are right now. I mean, right now for our security, they're the best right now, by far,
Awesome.
by far. So far as business is concerned, in deciding what technology you need to use to use, actually depends on your needs again.
Mhm,
Some applications and some systems that businesses have, they require maybe a server, or they can get a cloud-based system.
mhm,
And then there's risks that come with the technology you use and the business application you use. So if you decide to go to the cloud, you're gonna need cloud configuration done correctly on your stuff.
mhm,
Just because you go to the cloud, you're not safe. It means you're more accessible to getting hacked because
mhm.
you're out there in the cloud.
Yep.
So and then versus having your infrastructure local, where you have a server and a client based application, and everybody has their application, they're logging in. You have a server in the corner in your business. That's a certain level of risk as well. Someone could break in and steal your server. I
Mhm.
mean, and your applications are gone. So
That's it.
there's a lot to decide on how to choose the best technology. I mean, um, Obviously, if you go to the cloud, you don't have the cost of infrastructure, one,
Hmm.
but you still have security vulnerabilities.
Right.
And most cloud providers, a lot of people don't know this, but they use a shared security model or shared model,
Hmm.
where meaning that you have to configure, they secure the platform, but they don't secure your data.
Right.
They're not responsible if your data gets hacked. A lot of people
Hmm.
don't know that. They say, "Oh, my data's in the cloud." Yeah, but you're still just as accessible to anything because you didn't secure your data inside their platform. So there's a
Right.
way to put that data in there. You didn't put turn 2FA on. You didn't put the right DNS records in place. Again, it's a long old chain of events I could start talking about that needs to be put in place when you're talking about cloud.
Hmm.
Then again, if you have infrastructure local, there's another. That's where you need a security assessment.
Right.
And that also security assessment will also help you understand what technologies you should be investing in.
Mm.
That's another thing about it, because sometimes you can have a person assess and they say, "Hey, you bought a server with a graphics high end graphics card. Are you guys playing games on that server, or what are you guys doing with that server?"
Right. Right. Right.
Or you guys have all gaming machines that you purchased, and they're all about $10,000.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that? You guys,
Hmm.
all you guys do is excel in Office 365.
Right.
So choosing the right technology is critical. Having those assessments is critical, and then because it gives a chance for a person to understand your business and a
Mm.
chance to understand your risk, and then they kind of come out with a very good plan, and you actually save money long term.
Yeah.
What did you know? You start saving money by actually doing an assessment. It costs money
Hmm.
to get one done, but you save money because you're not investing the wrong things, and you're putting
Right.
the security where it's supposed to be. So
Exactly.
that's where I'll leave
Exactly.
you.
No, that was good. That was good. I like that. And I do appreciate how you brought back that Windows phone. That brought back some great memories there earlier. But no, I think what you added has been really good for this segment. And the key thing I think I'll leave us on as a concluding statement is just that technology is vast, right? It's really wide. It's a ton of technology out there, and like Guillermo mentioned, whether you're a consumer or whether you're a business, getting an assessment, getting someone that you know knows and understands the technology, you can reach out to Guillermo, ManagedTEK. You can reach out to me from MSC Security, and it doesn't matter. We have experience with this stuff. We know what's the right thing for the things you do, and we can help you. And I think the key thing is, remember, you have to find the best technology for your need, right? Now, if you just want something, right, no one's gonna argue with you, right? I want this big old high end graphics card. I know I don't do no graphics work, but I want it. Okay, well, that's what you want. Get it. But what do you need, right? And the need should fit like very perfectly to what you told us. And so from there, again, we try to give you guys the best information possible so you can make informed decisions on your own. But again, this segment was more so about choosing the right technology for your needs. As always, we really appreciate you all supporting us and watching the videos and being able to kind of get some good information. And if you did like this video, we do ask that you like it, subscribe, leave a comment, share it. And that gets the word out about the podcast and allows us to kind of keep making more videos for you all. So we really appreciate it. And until next time, wherever you may be in the world, have a great day, morning, evening, and stay safe.